Let's go to page 394 and let's do the evens. Let's do number 2. Okay, number 2 is a division. So I'm not going to waste time to copy the point. I'm just going to flip it over right away. So you got 3 over 8. Because division, I'm going to convert into multiplication and flip it upside down. So don't waste your time trying to copy the problem exactly the same. Just go and do the flipping already. Okay? Then after you do that, then you can go and start to cancel things out. So 3 and 21, you can divide by 3. And 8 and 12 can divide by 4. And so your answer would be 3 over 14. Okay, let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is a multiplication, so do not flip over. So you got 6d squared over 8c times by 12c squared divided by 9d to the 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to cancel things out. Okay, so 6 and 9 can divide by 3, so divide by 3. 8 and 12, so do the number first, then after you go down the alphabets. So 8 and 12 can divide by 4. And then 2 and 2 can cancel out. 3 and 3 can cancel out. Okay, so done with the number. Now let's go down the alphabet. So you got d squared, d cubed, so cancel out. You get d left over. C squared cancel out. You got c left over. And so all you have left over is c over d. Okay, let's go to number 6. So you got 4y to the 3 over 7. Now it's a division, so I'm going to convert into multiplication and flip it upside down. Okay, so that way you don't waste time. Okay, so you can convert into multiplication by flipping upside down. Okay, now you can go and start to cancel things out. 4 and 8, so you divide by 4. 7 and 21, you can divide by 7. And now you go down the alphabet. You got y cubed, y squared, so you cancel out, you get y. Now make sure you give yourself enough space to write all the things left over. So you're going to get 3y over 2. Okay, for number 6. Okay, let's go to number 8. You have 21a squared b to the 5 over 4b squared c squared times it by 6c to the 3, 7a squared b cubed c. Okay, so again, let's go and cancel the numbers. So 21 and 7, you can divide by 7. 4 and 6, you can divide by 2. Okay, so you're done with the number. Now let's go and do the alphabet. You got a squared, so cancel out. B, notice you got b5, right? But you got b2 and b3, so that's b5. So this will cancel out with that exactly. Now you got c to the 3, you got c2 and c1 over here, so they will cancel out exactly. Okay, so all the alphabet got cancel out, so the number you have would be 9 over 2. Right? 3 times 3 give you 9. Let's go to number 10. So you got b over b plus 5 times it by 3b plus 15 over b4. Okay. So as soon as you see addition or subtraction, those are terms. Means right away we got to think about factoring. Okay. So you got to think about factoring. So you have b over b plus 5 times, so this one you have to factor the 3. So this would be plus 5 over b to the 4. And so now you can go and cancel. So alphabet, this cancel with that. So you got b to the 3. You got b plus 5 cancel out. So you got 3 over b3. And that's it for number 10. Okay, let's go to number 12. You have a minus 1 over a times by 8 over 4a minus 4. So again, you got to factor everything. So a minus 1, nothing you can do on that one. Okay, so this one you can factor out the 4. Right? Step 1, common factor. After that, now you can go and start to cancel things out. Okay, so a minus 1 cancel out. 8 and 4 can divide by 4. So your answer would be 2 over a. Okay, let's go to 14. Okay, you have m to the 4 over m plus 2. Now it's a division, so right away I'm going to make it into multiplication and flip it upside down, so that we don't waste time copying the problem the same. Okay, so again, when you see addition, subtraction means you have to do factoring. So this one you cannot factor, so leave it alone, but put in the parentheses to treat as a group. This one you can factor out the 3, and down here you cannot factor. Okay. So again, when you see addition, subtraction, you have to think about factoring. So you got m plus 2, so this will cancel out. 3 and 6 you can divide by 3. m3, m4 you can divide by m3, so you get m left over on the top. So you have m over 2, right? M over 2, and that's it for your number 14. Okay, let's go to 16. You have 3n minus 6 over 15n. It's a division, divide, so make into multiplication and flip upside down on the second term. Okay, so go and flip this upside down. Then after that, you have to do factoring. So 3n minus 6, you can factor out 3. Okay. This one you cannot factor, so leave it alone. Okay, so now you got n minus 2, cancel out. Let's go and do the number. Okay, 15, well, let's do 3 and 15. 3 and 15 can divide by 3. Okay, and now I got 5 and 20 divided by 5. So that takes care of the number. Now let's do the alphabet. You got n and n squared, so cancel out. So you got n. So everything got canceled on the bottom, so you got 4n, and that's it. Okay, let's go to 18. Here you got x plus 8 over x minus 8. Now this is a division, so I'm going to make into multiplication and flip it upside down. Okay, then go and do the factoring. So x plus 8, that's one, nothing you can do. X minus 8, nothing you can factor. Okay, this one, there's a difference of squares, so you have to do your conjugates, right? So it's going to be x plus 8, x minus 8. Okay, this one is going to be your perfect squares. Okay, so it'll be x plus 8. And I'm going to write it out twice though. Okay, so this is a square, but I'm going to write it out twice. So that's your step 2a, that's your step 2b. Okay, and the reason I write it out twice instead of putting a square here is because I want to cancel things out, right? Okay, so I got x plus 8 cancel out. Now make sure you only cancel the top against the bottom. Okay, and so this cancel out with this, and this cancel out with that. When everything got canceled, it's 1. Okay, so it's 1. So answer would be just 1. Let's go to number 20. Okay, you have 7 over x plus 3 times by x squared minus 9 over x minus 3 squared. Okay, so this one, again, just go and factor the top. So this one, nothing you can do on this part over here. But this is the difference of square. This difference of square, you have to factor into conjugates. So you're going to get x plus 3, x minus 3. Now this one is a perfect square. It's already factored for you, but you want to write it out, right? So write out the squares so you can cancel things out, right? Square means you got 2 of them. So x plus 3 cancel with x plus 3, x minus 3 cancel with x minus 3. So your answer is 7 over x minus 3. Okay. Let's go to 22. Okay, 22, you have 7x minus 7y over 8a plus 8b times by 4a plus 4b over y minus x. Okay, so again, when you see addition subtraction, right away you got to think about factoring. So on the top, you can factor out the 7. On the bottom, you can factor out the 8. Over here, you can factor out the 4. Now over here, notice this is x minus y, this is y minus x. So these are kind of reverse. So to undo the reverse, you have to factor out the negative 1. Okay, and again, you can check, right? Negative times x give you negative x, negative times negative y give you positive y, right? So again, remember, okay, to reverse the subtraction, okay, you have to factor out the negative 1, okay? Okay, so now you can go and start to cancel things out. So x minus y cancel with x minus y, a plus b cancel with a plus b. Then you got 4 and 8. So you can divide by 4, divide by 4. Now when you are negative, negative can go on the top, the middle, or the bottom. It doesn't matter. Normally you want to put on the top. Okay, so go negative 7 over 2. Now leave it as improper fraction. Don't waste your time trying to make into mixed number. Just leave it, that's fine. Okay, let's go to number 24. You have 5x minus 20 over 5 times by x plus 4 over x squared minus 16. Okay, so that's going to do the factoring. So this one, again, make sure you go to step 1, step 2, go through the steps before you jump into master product. So this one you can factor out the 5. This one cannot, leave it alone. This one is a difference of square, so you have to factor it into conjugates. So it would be x plus 4, x minus 4. Okay, now this one you can put in parentheses to group them. Okay, okay, so 5 and 5 cancel out. X minus 4 cancel out. X plus 4 cancel out. Okay, when we cancel means it's 1. Okay, so when you multiply 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1. Okay, so you're going to get 1. 1 over 1 is 1, right? So answer would be just 1. Okay, let's go to 26. You have 5x minus 5y over x squared y. Now this is a division. So division, I'm going to convert into multiplication by flipping the second term upside down. So you got xy second factor upside down. So xy squared, you got 4x minus 4y. Okay, so again, factor, right? Subtraction means you have to do factoring. So factor out of 5. Okay, this one, leave it alone. This one you can factor out of 4. Okay, now you can start to do cancelling. So x minus y cancel out. The x and x squared, when you cancel out, you're going to get x left over. Y and y squared, when you cancel out, you're going to get y left over. So on the top, you're going to get 5y. On the bottom, you're going to get 4x. Okay. Again, make sure you leave enough space so you have room to see what is left over, and so you can see it clearly, so it does not get all bunched up and hard to see. Okay. Okay, let's go to 28. You have x squared minus y squared over x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Now this is a division, so I'm going to make into multiplication and flip the second factor upside down. So it would be x minus y and x plus y. Okay, so now you can do the factoring. So this is the difference of square. So go and factor into conjugates. So it'd be x plus y, x minus y. Now this one is a perfect square. Okay, so this is a perfect square of x minus y squared, but instead of writing the square, I'm going to write it out twice. Okay, and this one I'm going to just put in a group. Okay, group them together. And after that, you can go and start to cancel things out. So x plus y cancel with x plus y. But again, when you cancel out, it's 1. X minus y, x minus y, x minus y, x minus y cancel out. So you're going to have 1 over 1. So answer is 1. Okay, let's go to number 30. Number 30, you have x minus 5y over ax plus 40y. And this is a division, so I'm going to convert into multiplication and flip the second factor upside down. So you got 4x squared plus 40xy plus 100 y squared over x squared minus 25y squared. Okay. Okay, so that's going to do all the factoring. So this one cannot do anything to that. This one you can factor out the 8. So you're going to get x plus 5y. Okay. Okay, on the top, I'm going to go up to the side so I don't clutter up the major steps. Okay, so 4x squared. So I'm going to go up to the side. So 4x squared plus 40xy plus 100y squared. So first step is factor out the 4. By step 1, common factor. Okay, then step 2, this is the perfect square. Right, double check. So 2 times 5 is 10 xy, so that's that, right? But when I'm writing it over here, I'm going to write it out twice so I can cancel things out. Okay? So again, if it get complicated, go off to the side, but don't go too far, just right next to it. Okay, this one, you're going to get x plus 5y, x minus 5y. Okay, so now you can go and start to cancel things out. The 4 and the 8 can divide by 4. When you cancel means divide. Okay, so 1 and this would be 2. So you got x minus 5y. Look for x minus 5y. So right over here. And you got x plus 5y. You got x plus 5y. Okay, so your answer would be 1/2. Okay, let's go to number 32. You have x squared minus y squared over ax squared minus 16xy plus 8y squared. Now it's a division, so I'm going to change into multiplication and flip this one upside down. Okay, now next thing you want to do is go ahead and do the factoring. So this one is going to be difference of squares, so factor into conjugate, so it'll be x plus y, x minus y. This one is complicated, so I'm going to go up to the side. I'm going to do it on the side. Okay, so I got ax squared minus 16xy plus 8y squared. So first factor out the 8. And this is going to be a perfect square. This is going to be x minus y square. Okay, so when I write over here, I'm going to write it out twice. So it'd be x minus y, x minus y. Okay, so that is this one here. Okay, this one you can factor out the 4. And this one you can group them. Okay, so you have to do all the factoring before you do anything else. And after that, you can go and start to cancel things out. X plus y cancel with x plus y, x minus y cancel with x minus y, x minus y cancel with x minus y. 4 and 8 divide by 4, you get 1, divide by 4, you get 2. So the answer would be 1 over 2. Okay, let's go to number 34. You have 5s t to the 4 plus 5s squared t to the 3 over 10s t to the 3. Again, this is a division. So division, I'm going to flip upside down, make it into multiplication and flip upside down. Okay, next I need to do the factoring. So this one would be the step 1 factoring. So I can factor the 5. Okay, and I can factor the s. So there would be s left over, right? And I can factor the t3. So you get t left over. Okay, and that's it. And you can double check. If you're not sure, just multiply, double check, multiply to check if you get that. Okay, and you're going to have a 10st to the 3 times by, okay, this one would be s minus t, group them. This one, you can go and do the step 1. So you can factor the s squared. So you're going to get s left over, right? Okay, then over here you can factor the t. So you're going to get t left over in the front. So you can always go to double check, multiply, see if you get that. So once you're done factoring, you can go and start to cancel things out. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, now see, this is s minus t, this is t minus s. Okay, so when you cancel out, you're going to get negative 1. Remember, they are reverse of each other. So when you cancel out, it's not equal to 1. It's equal to, this equal to 1, but this will equal to negative 1. Okay, so watch for that. Okay, again, when they are reversed, subtraction reversed, when they cancel, you can cancel, but it's going to equal to negative 1, not 1. Okay. After that, then you can go and start to cancel the number. 5 and 10, you can cancel, you get 1 and 2. The s and s cancel out. T3 cancel out. And that's the only thing you have left. So now, you can put a negative. I like to, because of the grouping, I don't like to put it in front of that, so I'm going to just do that. Okay, and then after that, you're going to get t plus s over 2s squared t. And watch, that's a negative, right? Okay. Let's go to 36. So you got 40 s3 over 9t squared. Now the next one is division, so I'm going to make into multiplication and flip it upside down. Okay, and the next one is also division, so again I'm going to convert into multiplication and flip it upside down. And after that, there's no addition or subtraction, so you don't have to do any factoring, so you can start to cancel things out. Okay, so let's see, what can we do? Okay, the 17 and 34, you can divide by 17. And the 3 and 9, you can divide by 3. Okay, 2 and 40 can divide, become 20. And then 20 and 12, you can divide by 4. Divide by 4, you get 3. Divide by 4, you get 5. Okay, so that takes care of the number. Now you do the alphabet. Okay, so S3 and S4, you cancel, you're going to get S left over. But there's a S3 over here. Now, so S against S3, you're going to get S squared. Okay, so that takes care of the S. Now let's go and do the T. You got T squared and T squared cancel out. Okay, so the leftover on the top, you're going to get 5S squared. On the bottom, you're going to get 3 and 3, so that's 9. And you got T right over here. Okay, so you got T right over here. So it'd be 5S squared over 9T. Okay, let's go to number 38. Okay, Okay, you have 14a3b divided by 5b to the 4. Okay, next one is division, so change into multiplication and flip it upside down. And next one is multiplication, so don't do anything to it. Okay, so now we can go and start to cancel things out. Okay, so 7 and 49 you can divide by 7. So divide by 7, divide by 7. And now 7 and 14 you can divide by 7 again. Okay, and now the 4 and the 8 you can divide by 4. And check, that's all the number. That's all you can do with the number. Let's go down the alphabet. You got 8. Okay, let's do the A. Let's not mess up with it because you got A right over here already. So cancel with the A. And the B3 and B3 can cancel the B3. And you got B and B can cancel the B. So we don't mess up the other ones. Okay, so that's it. So on the top, the number is 2 times 2 is 4. And the bottom, the number is 5. So take care of the number, then go down the alphabet. So you got A3 and A4, give you A7. Okay, double check, make sure you got everything. On the bottom, you got B to the 4. Okay, and that's it. Okay, let's go to number 40. You have x minus 5 over x plus 5y. Okay, this is a division, so change into multiplication and flip it upside down. Next one is multiplication, so you leave it alone, don't do any flipping. Okay, so now next step is go ahead and do all the factoring. So if you cannot factor, you can just put parentheses around that, so make it into a group. So this one you cannot do any factoring. This one, this is a difference of square, so you can factor into conjugates. So it'd be x plus 5y, x minus 5y. Right? On the bottom, you cannot do anything, so leave it alone. Okay, so this one, leave it alone. Now this one, this is going to be step 1, common factor, right? You got x squared and x, so you can factor the x. So you can make sure when you're doing factoring, you go to step 1, step 2, and then do the master product. So factor the x, you're going to get x minus 5. So after you're done factoring, you can go and start to cancel things out and just go down the list. Okay, so x minus 5, you got x minus 5 over here. Next one, x plus 5y, x plus 5y. Next one, x minus 5y, x minus 5y, and that's it. So the only thing I have left over is y over x. Okay, let's go to number 42. Number 42, you're looking for missing term. So you got negative 5 over 6 equal to question mark over 6. Okay, so this one all you have to do is matching. Okay, so if you notice that this match up with that already, right? So right away your question mark is going to equal to negative 5. Okay, and that's it, number 42. Okay, so very simple. Okay, you're just going to do the matching. Okay, number 44. Wait, back up. This is number 41. Okay, let's do number 42. Okay, number 42, you got negative 8 over 9 equal to question mark over 9, right? So you can just do the matching. So the 9 match up with the 9. So that means question mark will match up with negative 8. And that's it. Okay, so that's 42. Okay, let's go to 44. You have 2 over negative x equal to question mark over x. So that's going to take care of whatever is not a question mark. So x match up with the x, right? So that means question mark will match with whatever is left over. So question mark will equal to, the negative can go anywhere, so it'd be negative 2, and that's it. Right? So you can just do the matching. 46. Here you have 5 minus y over negative 2 equal to question mark over 2, right? Okay, so you can match, so go and match up everything else on this side, right? So 2 match up with 2, so that means question mark will equal to the leftover, right? But you can combine the negative with that, you can multiply, right? So when you remember, negative is used to switch the subtraction terms, right? So it'd be y minus 5, because you multiply, right? Negative times negative y give you positive y, minus times 5 give you minus 5. Okay, let's go to 48. You have 8 minus x over 7 equal to x minus 8 over question mark. Okay. So this is a little bit more tricky. This is x minus a. This is 8 minus x. So they are opposite. So when you're matching it, you're going to get a negative 1 out here. Okay. So you can, because they are reversed. So when you're matching it, you need to have a negative out here. Okay, because again they're subtraction reverse. Okay, so that cancel out. That means the question mark will equal to negative 7. Okay. So this one you will get. So again this match with that. So question mark will match with these. Okay, and so that's how we get negative 7. Okay, let's go to number 50. Here you got negative 3 over x minus 4 equal to 3 over question mark. Okay, so again you match it up. So 3 match with the 3. So the question mark is going to equal to the whatever this is. When you multiply out, okay, you're going to end up with 4 minus x. Okay, because again, negative is used to switch the terms for the subtraction. Okay, let's go to number 52. Okay, you have x minus y over u plus v. And you have a c minus 2 equal to question mark over u plus v, and you got 2 minus c. Okay, so this one matches with this one. Okay, now this one over here, they are reversed, right? So when you match them, when you match them, you need to have a negative out in the front over here, right? Okay. So your question mark is going to be equal to this part right over here. Question mark is going to equal to this part right over here. And again, remember, negative is used to switch the subtraction, right? So you're going to end up with y minus x. And if you don't say, you can multiply, right? Negative 1 times x will give you negative x. Negative 1 times negative y will give you positive y. So again, so this section just go and match, and the question mark will equal to whatever is left over.